Alright folks, just a quick video about irrational and rational numbers. One thing we didn't cover is what happens when you add them. Can you say, or multiply them, can you say that the number is definitely going to be rational, definitely going to be irrational, or it depends? So that's what we're going to show here. So let's start with addition. And by addition, remember that we can add negative numbers here as well. So we're kind of thinking of all of these guys in the real numbers. So we're talking positive numbers, negative numbers, fractions, everything. Square roots, cube roots, pi, doesn't matter. So when I say adding and multiplying, kind of subtracting and dividing are hidden in that. Because remember, you can always divide by multiplying by the reciprocal of a number. And the reciprocal of a number always exists except for 0, so don't worry about that. So let's talk about addition. And there's kind of two cases. So we have our first number A and our second number B. So we'll use the horizontal side to be A and the columns to be B. And so we're looking at A plus B. Well, if A is rational, A could be rational or irrational. Maybe I'll do the labels first. And B could be rational or irrational. So let's explore what happens here. Well, when A is a rational number and B is a rational number, well, we've already done that, right? If A was, say, R over S and B was T over U for some integers R, S, T, and U where the denominators aren't 0, then A plus B is R over S plus T over U, which is, of course, RU plus ST over SU. Just get a common denominator and add. I'm kind of leaving a step out there, but we've already done that. So we know we always get a rational number here. If we add two rational numbers, we're sure of that. Okay, what about a rational number and an irrational number? So now we have to do a little bit of thinking. Well, let's fix one of them to be rational, and then let's explore. So let's let A be a rational number, a fraction. Okay. So let's let A be a fraction, and let's let the sum be a fraction too. Let's see what B can be. Okay. And in fact, let's look at this. So A plus B is a fraction as well. A plus B is a number, so I want that to be a fraction. So before I write up what the result is going to be, let's see if we can explore this. So I know A plus B is the number A plus B. So A I want to write as a fraction. Let's call it R plus S. And we don't know what B is, but I know A plus B is a fraction. Let's call that, I don't know, T. I'll use green again. T over U. But then if we want to solve for B, well, we just subtract R over S from both sides. So we get that B is T over U minus R over S, which is indeed a rational number. You're subtracting two fractions, you get another fraction. So what is this saying? What did we just say here? We said, well, if A is a rational number and A plus B is a rational number, then B must also be a rational number. So that's what we just shown here. This is the proof of that. I'm being a little sloppy here, but we can clean this up. We'll just say let A equal R over S for R and S in the integers, and S isn't 0, so it's a rational number. And let's let A plus B equal, what did I say, t over u for the same thing, except u in this case isn't 0. So I defined my variables here. And then I just wrote down what I wanted to show. A plus b equals, of course, a plus b. We know a is r over s. A plus b is t over u. Solve for b, we get a rational number. Thus, b must be rational. So what does that tell us? That tells us if b is irrational, then a plus b must be irrational. So in this case, when we add an irrational and rational number, we get an irrational. And same here. If we fix b instead of fixing a, you guys can check. The work is the exact same. So we're going to get an irrational number as well. So the next case is what happens when we add a rational number and an irrational, or sorry, two irrational numbers. Well, let's explore that. So we've shown last class that square root 2 is irrational, and so is negative square root 2. So clearly, well, square root 2 plus negative square root 2 equals 0. So, and 0 is, of course, rational. But, and this is something we'll show a little later, I will tell you that square root 2 plus square root 3 is irrational. So, if you're adding two irrational numbers, well, either could happen. So we'll write down in our chart here, either. Okay. So that's great. Let's move on to multiplication. So just like before, there's not a lot to say about rationals, so we'll do the same thing. This is a times b. This is when a is, we need rational and irrational. And we know if we multiply two fractions, we get another fraction. So we know if a and b are both rational, we get another rational number. Again, with multiplying one rational and one irrational, we get nearly the same thing. So let's show that. Let a be rational. Now I'll be a little more formal this time. So if a times b is rational, then b is rational. Okay, so let's prove that. So we know a is some rational number. So a is r over s, and we're going to assume that a times b is rational. So we're assuming the if part. So that's going to equal t over u. And I should be a little careful here. Let me just be a little careful, but not too careful. Let's say for appropriate. R, S, T, and U, so they're integers, and your denominators aren't 0. Okay. So now consider a times b. Well, that of course equals a times b, but I'm going to look at these in two different ways. I'm going to look at it as a times b and then the number, a times b. Well, I'm assuming that a is r over s. I don't know what b is, but I'm saying the number a times b is a fraction t over u. So now, well, I'm just going to divide both sides by r over s to solve for b. Oh, r over s, sorry. So on the left-hand side, I'm just left with b. And on the right-hand side, I'm left with s times t over r times u, just multiplying by the reciprocal there. So this is the same as multiplying by s over r. So what does that tell me? That tells me that b must be rational. So b is indeed a rational number. S times t is an integer, r times u is an integer. So in the case where one is rational and one is irrational, we get an irrational number, because we know if the product is rational and one is rational, the other has to be rational. So if we know one is irrational, there's no way for the product to be irrational. And I just want to make a quick point here. I'm being a little bit sloppy. We should be talking about multiplication where a and b aren't 0. If one of a and b is 0, well, you're always going to get 0. So down here, unless a is 0, and here, unless b is 0. Because if you multiply 0 by anything, you get 0, and 0 is rational. Okay, and so the last case, a times b. So quickly, I can definitely convince you that you can get a rational number. So square root 2, let's say that's our a, and our b, let's make that again square root 2. That is, of course, well, square root 2 times square root 2 by definition is 2. And 2 is a rational number. You can write 2 as a fraction, 2 over 1. So we know we can get a rational number. Okay. But square root 2 times square root 3, well, that is square root 2 times 3. Remember, to convince you of this, remember I can write square root 2 as 2 to the 1/2 and square root 3 as 3 to the 1/2. And then by our rules for exponents, this is the same as 2 times 3 to the 1/2, which is of course the same as square root 2 times 3. So I can take square roots and multiply them together under the square root sign, which is square root 6. But I know that since 6 is a non-square number, square root 6 is irrational. Remember, we proved that a few videos ago. So there are cases where you can get rational numbers, and there are cases where you can get irrational numbers. So let's scroll back up. And the last thing in our chart, well, you can get either a rational or an irrational number. And the last thing I want to convince you about, because I said square root 2 plus square root 3 was irrational, but I didn't show you why. So let's do this example. Let's show that square root 2 plus square root 3 is irrational. All right. So, let's consider the following. Square root 2 plus square root 3 squared. So, square root 2 plus square root 3, it's either rational or irrational. So, if square root 2 plus square root 3 is indeed rational, if you can write it as a fraction, then, well, we're multiplying two fractions. So square root 2 plus square root 3 squared should also be a rational number. Irrational times irrational gives you a rational. But let's look at this. But square root 2 plus square root 3 squared, well, that's the same as square root 2 plus square root 3 times square root 2 plus square root 3. Let's do FOIL. So we'll distribute. Square root 2 times square root 2 is 2. Square root 2 times square root 3 is, well, it's just square root 2 times square root 3, which is square root 6. Square root 3 times square root 2 is another square root 6. And square root 3 times square root 3 is, of course, 3. So this is 5 plus, well, we have 2 root 6's. So I'll write it like this. Square root 6 plus square root 6 is 2 square root 6's. But let's look at this. So I know square root 6 is irrational. And and 2 is rational. And I know a rational times an irrational gives me an irrational. So I know 2 square root 6 is irrational. I also know that 5 is rational. But I'm adding a rational and an irrational. So a rational plus an irrational, we know, is irrational. So what does that tell us? That tells us that square root 2 plus square root 3 squared is irrational. Which tells us, remember, up here, if square root 2 plus square root 3 was rational, then its square would be rational. But we found out that its square was irrational, so the number itself, square root 2 plus square root 3, must be irrational. So there we have it. We've classified all sums and products of rational and irrational numbers as either rational or irrational, or we can't say, or it's either. So that's pretty cool. And that'll be it for rational and irrational numbers for this class.